So in this video we're going to use SketchUp free online to draw a house. So go to Google and search for SketchUp free. Click the link for it and then you're going to get to the web page and you're going to click Start Modeling. Then you're going to need to sign in with your Google account. Mine's already there, so I'm just going to choose my Google account and log in. And then it's going to load, and it might take a bit before it loads fully. Alright, so now you got an option to take the tour or just click Start Modeling. If you click the tour, it's going to show you what all the icons and tools are in SketchUp, so you may want to go through it. I don't use these panels on the right a whole lot. I don't use the status bar except for the undo, and then in the lower right hand, eventually you're going to want to really use the measurements a lot. You need to click Yep, you're ready to get started, and you need to agree to the terms of service. Now we're ready to begin. You're going to see that it starts off with an XYZ 3D coordinate system. So you got 3 axes, and there's a man on the screen. I don't really want him, so you can click on him while you're using the arrow tool, or you could use the erase button and erase him. I think it's easier to click on stuff with your mouse with the pointer and then just press the delete button. So let's look at what the most important tools are. We got the erase button. Paint bucket will allow you to paint things different colors. Not a big deal. Pencil will allow you to draw lines. This one's for arcs. This one's for circles, and if you click on it, you got a bunch of different shapes you can draw. So you can probably use the rectangle shape the most. Then we have the push-up tool. This one's going to be used to make things 3D. This one I'm not going to use very much. This one's the move tool for moving things on the screen. Tape measure will allow you to measure. And then the bottom one is for controlling how you view things in the screen. So let's start off by drawing a rectangle. So find the rectangle tool and then click and move your mouse and then click again. Don't drag. Now we're going to use the push-up tool. We're going to use this tool a lot. Click on the push-up tool, click on the face and drag it up. And then click again, and then it'll make that shape 3D. It'll be a rectangular prism now. Now if you move this pencil around to draw a new rectangle, let's say I want to make the steps, you can draw on the faces of things or you can draw on the coordinate system. So I'm going to click there to draw some steps, click the pull-up tool to drag it up. I want another step, so I drag and draw another rectangle. Make sure I click and then use the pull-up tool to pull up that next step. And then click. Now if I want to make a door, I can click the rectangle tool. This time I'm going to draw right on the face of that rectangular prism. And then I'm going to click. And then to make it look like it's a door, I'm going to push it in just a tiny bit. Alright, so let's put some windows. I'm going to go back to my rectangle drawing tool and I'm going to draw some rectangles right on the front face of this rectangular prism. Instead of pushing, I'm going to use my arrow tool, click on them, and then press the delete or backspace button to make windows. Now if you're using a trackpad and you want to move around and check out the house from different angles, you're going to want to go down to the bottom tool that looks like some arrows going around an axis. Click on that, and there's different tools here for you to check out. So this one's for rotating. You click and move and drag, and it'll let you rotate and see different sides of the house. The hand will let you slide or pan the picture around. Magnifying glass will allow you to click and drag and zoom in or zoom out. If you don't want to use your trackpad, you can use a 3-button mouse. There's a button on the left, the right, and then the scrolling wheel is a button also in the middle. You can scroll that, but you can also click it and move the mouse around as well as a 3rd button. So here you can see if I'm scrolling, just moving and rotating that scroll wheel around, it's going to make the picture go in and out. If I click, and drag, it's going to rotate around. So you may find that using a mouse is easier than using a trackpad. Alright, so let's add some more stuff to the house. Let's decorate it, make it look nice. I'm going to add some windows on the other side of the house. So I'm going to get my rectangle tool, draw some rectangles, and then I'm going to use my arrow pointer tool to click on them and then press delete to delete them so that we can see inside the house like a normal window. Now I'm going to put a doorknob. So I'm going to zoom in, and I'm going to draw a circle this time where my doorknob should be. Then I'm going to pull that out so it looks kind of like a doorknob. Now I think I need to add a roof. So I'm going to zoom out, rotate it so I get a good view of the side of the house so I can get a good look at the roof. So this time I'm going to use the pencil tool, and you're going to have to watch real carefully because this is kind of tricky. So I'm going to follow the edge, and you can see that if I put the pencil right on the edge, it's a red square. But then as soon as I get to the middle, it's got a blue dot and it says midpoint. I'm going to click when it's a midpoint. I'm going to come across to the other side, the other edge, and I'm going to move it till it finds the midpoint, and I'm going to click. After that, I'm going to find the move tool. And I'm going to highlight, I'm going to move the move tool over it so it's blue. Then I'm going to click and drag it up. And then I can move the roof to where I want it to be. And click. So now I have a nice roof, typical of a house. You can rotate and see what this looks like from different sides. Finally, I'm going to add a chimney. So I'm going to get another rectangle. I'm going to draw on the plane, not on the house, a rectangle. And I'm going to pull it up to make my chimney. Now I need to rotate. I want to see the top of it and put down some circles so that it can be a real chimney. So I'm going to zoom in, draw a circle. Then to make it real, I'm going to use my push-pull tool and pull down the circle so it looks like that's where the smoke could come out of the chimney. And there's my house. To save your work, you're going to go into the upper left-hand corner of the screen, click on Untitled. Probably should have been doing this all along so you don't lose your work. Give it a name. Once it's loaded, choose a folder. So there's a SketchUp folder. I click on that, and then I'm going to say Save My House picture that I've done inside that folder.